Marcus Farrell, how you doing, brother?
It's the black. What you say? I'm the Garnet Riddler.
Yeah.
Hey, these boys
The-
are clowning me before I even got started today. Good morning,
I said
Trap
the
Squad.
I said the Burgundy Riddler is in the house. The Maroon Marauder is in the
Yeah,
house.
that's all right. He looked like a little bald head Pele.
Mundell Robinson, how you doing, man?
I'm good, brother. Thank you for asking. How about you all?
We're good, man. We just another day living in actually I got the wrong lower third. Let me take that lower third off. That's from last night's stream. This
Did you
is
say it's another?
Clickbaity.
It's another day in the trap.
It's another day in the trap, man. Got to make this cash. Got to make this money. Not
Yeah.
doing this, but we definitely do this. We do this work here, but we do this work here because we do the work outside of here. You guys organizing across the country. You've been organizing in Georgia. You've been organizing, and apparently somebody has opened up their mouth to say something that has troubled the force. The dark side has been awakened in the universe, and something's not well. What's going on with Barack Obama putting his mouth out here on what we trying to do?
Man,
Well,
every
people
time.
have been trying to figure out. Hold on, Marcus. People have
Yeah.
been trying to figure out forever: is Barack Obama a black man raised by a white mama or a white boy with a black daddy? I think
I'm sorry, bro. you you got those definitions ready. You got that in the
Cuz, man,
barrel.
I'm tired of this guy, man. This guy, listen, if it the stuff he did when he did the speech about black daddies need to do their part, then it came out and
Yeah.
said. Then the report came out and said black men spend more time with their kids than anybody.
And he ain't say shit about
correct
that.
himself. He ain't correct himself. You know what I'm saying? And now he want to come out and say hip hop is the reason Donald Trump got so many blacks in support. When in actuality, homeboy, Barry Obama, uh, in Homeboyville, guess what? See like your version of blackness is responsible for Donald
Yeah.
Trump support, not us. It ain't the hip hop community that voted for Donald Trump. Actually, if you look at what happened, Mr. Barack Obama, since you want to throw hip hop under the bus, gold chains and women is what he said. If
Oh
you want to
man.
know, he's basically trying to say black men are misogynistic and materialistic and pretty dumb too, because we would support Donald Trump, right? So let me break it down to Barry Obama. Boy, boy, if you know anything about hip hop, but for 4 or 5 rappers, Donald Trump has been rebuked. He has fallen from the graces of hip hop. When he was a citizen, there were tons of songs about him. Yes. When he started to run for president, hip hop community cursed him first. Period. The song is F Donald Trump.
Yeah.
And that's been hip hop's culture since that song came out. Nipsey Hussle and YG. I suggest Barry go listen to that. And everybody else since then has had a song that's bashing him as president. Don't try to play black men in hip hop. We're not responsible for Donald Trump's reelection. It's your mama and her aunts and your grandmama. Come on, us.
Let me get some. Can I get some?
Tag.
That tripping.
I'm tagging in. Coming
Tag
in off
in.
the top ropes. Okay, check this out.
Hey, send me that link while you got it, Mundell.
Hey, check this out, Barack. You ever heard of an album called "The Recession" by Jeezy?
Right.
If you listen to any other track besides "My President Is Black" on that album, it's one of the most ratchet rap albums ever made. That was in 2008, Barack Obama. Now follow me now. 2008. You had some of the highest turnouts for black men in history after the most ratchet albums that came out in 2007 and 2008. Trap Squad, before the end of this show, I want y'all to help us make a list of all the ratchet songs you heard in 2007 and 2008, because it was quite a bit of them. So it wasn't the bling. It wasn't the rap songs. It was y'all consistently trying to push lame-ass politicians on us all the time. Yeah, I mean, listen. Black men don't like lame stuff, and I'm not saying black women do, but black men just don't. We not feeling lame. And y'all always put out the most milk toast, paperweight, white piano key, as politicians, and expect us to just be like, "Yay!" And then
Oh Lord, what's going on here? I think I'm still here, folks. Hold that thought. Let me go back in and get the fellas. Skype doing what Skype do. Weirdly enough, all right. Let's get that call going. In the middle of y'all, in the middle of his rant. Skype just don't like it. Like button has been smashed and oppressed. I don't know what's up with Skype. All right, I guess now I got to pay attention. I got to tune in and host the show until I get them back. I haven't seen the clip. I have not seen the clip that they're talking about of Barack Obama, but I am very, very familiar with this ethos of Barack Obama. Here they come. Here they come. I heard the bloop bloop join call. I don't know. Microsoft, get your stuff together, Microsoft. Get your stuff together, Microsoft. The show was continuing. I don't know what happened, but the audience is still here waiting on you, Marcus, to finish that thought that you had. Go for it.
Oh, that wasn't on my internet. I got the top dog internet. As soon as I start talking about Barack. So listen up here, imperialist in chief. I'm gonna go back. I ain't finished yet. Like, how dare you mention black men before you mention white women? The people who literally almost got Joe Biden defeated. Yep. It wasn't black men. This guy got some gall and some gumption. And the reason why it's gall and gumption, and the reason why it's a hot mess, it is not because black men didn't show up at high rates, man. First off, we already know, you know what? Barack Obama is feeding into a stereotype that is convenient for him.
Yeah.
Because Barack Obama is one of these type of brothers that want to be the only black man in the room. And now in politics, you have to speak a certain coded language against your own black men to be that black guy in the room. There can only be one alpha black guy in a whole building at the same time. And it obviously has to be Barack Obama.
Say that again, Mundell.
Barack ain't no damn alpha.
I don't know what he is. All I know is this right here. Like,
he ain't
think about all the
G5G.
Yeah. That's what we're going to be.
G5G. That's what we're going to be.
Sorry, Barack, you probably missed that one.
Yeah. I mean, so I'd be remiss as a black man and it's not about dragging the neoliberalism at this time as any black person who is coming at black men right now during the day and age where black guys are getting killed by police. And guess what? That hasn't stopped. Did you hear Barack Obama say, well, maybe they voted for somebody different because we haven't stopped police shootings? Or maybe they voted for somebody different because I didn't do my job. No. There's no responsibility taking in this conversation, right? And black men, every black man I know voted for Barack Obama. Every black man I know who is eligible to vote voted for Barack Obama twice. Their living conditions haven't changed. They still can get murdered by the police officers just as fast. Okay, I'm done.
So I was reserving judgment until I actually read it myself. Not that I didn't trust you guys, but I've just learned over the years I've only got a limited supply of outrage. And
let us have it then.
And being that I only have a limited amount of outrage, I got to process it right. But this dude, I'm going to put it back on the screen and read exactly what was said for the audience. Barack Obama said, while discussing populism in the country's political fabric, the former president brought up Trump's increase in support amongst black male voters, implying that the luxurious nature of rap music could be a factor. People are writing about the fact that Trump increases support among black men in the 2020 presidential election, and the occasional rapper who supported Trump, he told the publication. Here's his quote. I have to remind myself that if you listen to rap music, it's all about the bling, the women, the money. He continued. A lot of rap videos are using the same measures of what it means to be successful as Donald Trump is. Everything is gold plated. That insinuates itself, insulates rather. That doesn't make sense either way to go. That insinuates itself and seeps into the culture. Okay.
So
I'm still gonna. I mean, I'm with you guys. I don't need a disclaimer. I 100% agree with you, but I'm processing still. Go ahead, Marcus.
Well, so obviously the culture to his ilk is listening to jazz music on a Saturday night.
Oh, that ain't.
On
Yeah.
a
Marcus,
no,
that's-
I'm going somewhere with it, Mondale.
All right,
before
go ahead,
before
go
you go there, right? Like, I guess his version of culture is a weekend in the Hamptons, right?
Yeah.
Where a couple of black socialites from DC and the business industry and the music and the entertainment industry all come together, and they sip, they eat caviar and sip mint juleps with white servants.
Pheasant under glass.
Right. I mean, because what's the culture? I mean, I mean that, like, Brother Barack Obama, exactly what in the hell is the culture? No, I'm not certain. I don't know. Go ahead, Ben. I mean, Mondale, because I'm actually starting to get upset.
Well, I mean, but here's what people see. I'm hip to Oscama. Scama. He a stereotype that he's trying to keep people eyes off of, right? He's the black Negro that made it, that didn't suffer like most black folk, or don't have. See, here's the difference between Barack Obama and every other black person I know that wasn't raised by a white mama or their white family members. You ready for this? We have a natural distrust that's ingrained in us of white people. Barack Obama don't have that natural distrust. Barack Obama's expectation of white people is how his grandmother and how his granddad treated him his entire life, or how his mother loved him.
What was those two categories, Mondale? You said, is he a black man raised by a white woman, or a white boy raised by what was
it? Black dad.
Left by God
damn, that's pretty goddamn rough.
It's his lived experience, not mine. But, man, they got send me through the roof. We're like, come on, man, let's be serious. Also, this is indicative of who he is. Eminem is the worst rapper. If you want to talk about like what rap lyrics are saying, Eminem is the worst. He talks about killing his mom, drugs, raping people, all of that.
Right.
So Barack Obama,
you're not saying skill set. You're saying topics.
I'm talking about like what he's saying. Yeah, topics. Okay. This guy's talking about raping, killing his mom, killing his baby mom, all types of craziness, right? So Barack Obama put out a playlist. Ain't no black rappers up there, but Eminem's on that list. Last week.
Actually, I didn't even see that shit, man. Really?
Yesterday on Billboard. While he on Billboard yesterday talking trash about black men, but he got a song, he got a playlist, and the only rapper up there is a white boy, Eminem.
Everybody feeling what you're saying, Mandela. They want to know if you can move to your right or move your camera to the or opposite. Yeah, they
right.
feeling what you're saying. Yeah, no, that's perfect. I think I said right, but that's probably either way you go. You went the right way.
So if we recount this thing, we got Jim Clyburn.
Yeah.
we got Jim Clyburn saying we don't
want any handouts.
Nobody want any handouts, and tired of slogan there.
Slogan.
And we got Barack Obama. If black men didn't listen to the hip hop, me and Michelle wouldn't be so bothered.
The hibbity-hobbity. Bro, somebody said they got to get some red velvet cake this morning after looking at you, saying you look like a big old piece of
cake. 500 million. I got a clown cake. Hey, give Barack a red nose. He's a clown cake.
Bro, I don't even know what to say about Barack yet. I'm still processing it, man.
JC, a drug dealer, to be on the stage for his, and I'm not knocking drug dealers. They make my program stronger because in my focus group, there are tons of. I talk to him. Absolutely, I talk to him.
You better know the D-boy. You better know you better know whatever D-boy on the block you about to pass through. Go ahead.
But what I'm saying is Barack Obama had one on the stage, and now he got a problem with us. It was actually, you know what I'm saying? It was Jay-Z's concerts. He inserted Jay-Z into his political program.
Mm-hmm.
Now he got all of a sudden he gonna throw rap under the bus because his boy Joe Biden supposedly listening to an exit poll, the same company. I gotta remind y'all, same company that wrote the wrong episode from 2016 that said 87% of white women got college degrees. Same company.
So at the end of the day, we got the same thing Democrats always do, right? This is just a prelude to a thought. The same thing the Democrats always do, which is they are never responsible for their own failings.
Ever.
If there's something wrong with if there's something wrong in America, it's not the Democratic Party, it's not the candidates, it's not the fact that Hillary Clinton was historically unliked, it's not the fact that they didn't campaign in certain. It's the fact that black men listen to hip hop. That's what's wrong with the party versus the fact that Donald Trump actually did outreach for 4 years straight in the black community. Right now, don't get me wrong, it's step and fetch it outreach, but it was still, there was always a portion of the black community that believed in the same shit that Donald Trump believes in, right? The same, we always had reactionaries. We always had conservatives. We always had black people in the black community who prioritized telling women their place in the home over racism. In other words, they could look at a white supremacist and work with the white supremacists because they agree on women, even though they disagree on racism. We've always had that in the black community. And what Barack Obama basically is saying is here is because there is an outlier. Because there is an outlier in the black community, in black men in particular, we don't look at the outlier of black women who voted for Donald Trump. Have we heard anybody talk about black women who voted for Donald Trump?
And it's supposed, and that same study said Donald Trump doubled his support with black women. But nobody's talking about that.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, okay, you know what? Let me do something. Black men have been misogynist. Black men can be misogynist. Black men have been patriarchal. Black men can be patriarchal. Mm-hmm. Black men listen to hip hop that's not necessarily good for society. Black men support their music and buy their music, and we actually make their music. Okay?
I mean, my favorite artist is Megan Thee Stallion. Hold
on. Let me just finish this real quick. So I need to get this. This is clear the air, right? Black men sell drugs, right? Black men do drugs, right? We grow weed, some of us in our backyards and in our basements, right? We do all that stuff. And guess what? That ain't got nothing to do with why black men voted for Donald Trump at all.
Why that outlier?
Yeah. That has nothing to do with what it is we're easy targets. Mm-hmm. We're just easy targets, right? Barack wants to point fingers at us because this is a very popular thing to do right now, right? It's an easy narrative. And guess what? People will hate on this show surely because we push back on that BS narrative about black men. Black men take care of their kids at a higher rate. Black men are actually more civic engaged than almost any other demographic except for black women. But we can't talk like this. We can't be like this publicly. We have to have some version of negativity. We have to be like Barack just set us back at least 5 years with this statement with Midwestern white people. You dig what I'm saying? Yes, right. They all listen to the boom bippity bop and the hippity hop.
Well, see, Barack gonna get people mouth smacked. That's what it is, because they gonna think they could take this narrative away from Barack Obama and repeat that shit in meetings with people like us, and they gonna get their mouth smacked real quick. Because ain't not a black person in this country except for Jim Clyburn give a damn about the framework that Barack Obama just said right there. Listen, white folks, I'm trying to tell you, do not come into a meeting with black folks repeating that shit that you just heard from Barack Obama, because it's gonna get your mouth smacked real fast.
Yeah, it would get your mouth. You know what? Barack was just listening to them Clyburn talking points. You know what I mean? Like, now I used to wonder where it all came from. I used to wonder where all these talking points came from, and now I think I know the little culprit behind all of them. I think it's Barack. Mm-hmm. I think President Barack is the one who said to the DNC, we don't need sloganeering unless it's hope and change. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And defunding the police. Jim, we need you to get out there and
something. So there's a joke in there about, damn it, Jim, I'm not a black man, I'm a doctor. There's a joke in there somewhere, and I can't quite pull it off. What's up, man?
You see my message? In our chat.
Hang on, let me pull it up. Go ahead.
In our chat.
In our chat on Slack or chat? I mean, not Slack, but on. Oh, I see it. Nope. I don't see it. Hang on. It was all a dream. I used to read a magazine.
I mean, hip hop has been
I wanna go ahead, Marcus.
hip hop has just been around for a while, and for Barack to use it today, right? I mean, you got to think about the
Oh,
music.
okay.
You got to think about the music that was going on in 1992
You
and
got it, Mondale.
1996 when Bill Clinton got reelected. 96?
Right. Come on, man.
96, like Wu-Tang was out. I know Wu-Tang was for the children, but they weren't necessarily, PG. You
So
talking
it's-
about Outkast, and I mean, I hate to bring up the fact that there was rappers like Trick Daddy and NWA.
Oh man.
And
Now, no, see, because here's the thing, man. It's got absolutely hip hop is the easiest excuse. Hip hop is the easiest excuse to blame everything in the black community on. Never mind the fact that every single culture, every single race, every single ethnicity has their own music that is an expression that goes against the grain of the older generation, right? That's just the way human nature works. Our kids are always going to rebel and do something, but it seems as though black music, hip hop, as it intersects with black men, has become the scapegoat, because nobody looks at rock and roll and says, like, I mean, not that rock and roll is a thing, but I'm just going to use that, like, nobody looks at any of these bands and say that their political participation, white men's political participation, is a result of X, right? They give every excuse for white men. They don't even analyze them like that. They're not even analyzing white women. The 55% of white women who voted for Donald Trump. They're not blaming that on Adele, right? But they're looking at us and saying because 20% of us voted for what's your boy named Donald Trump, that it's all of a sudden all of our fault. It's the fault of our music.
Barack wants America to look at black men like we all got a gold chain on. We have a black woman that we have on a leash, like literally a leash, right around her neck. You know what I mean? We got a gold chain on and a wife beater. We, with big rims on our car and with a blunt out of our mouth. That's the Barack. That's the black person that black man.
That's the universal fear. That's the fear.
Ben, bring me back, brother.
You back up.
Oh, God Almighty! I'm so glad. Woo, I'm so glad I said that out loud. Oh my God, bro, boy. Anyway, so that would have been bad. Listen, a couple things. To talk about black men, we just gotta say this, because I don't want people to. I don't care. I do care what people think about black men. I'm tired of hearing it. Black men are arrested like way more than anybody for drugs. So we look like America's drug dealer. But in actuality, white men sell more drugs. White people sell more drugs than black men. White people use more drugs than black men. We just get incarcerated the most for it. That goes into the over-policing of black men.
Yeah.
If you look at the race, across the races, people are on par, especially black and white, for drug use and drug selling. White people actually sell more drugs and use more drugs, than black men, and on par with selling. When you look at those who are incarcerated by it, that is actually the disgusting part. So what Barack Obama is saying plays into this idea of this black man that don't exist. What black men do, to talk about what black men do, is as if it's an outlier, or as if we are different than every other race, every other person on this planet, is false. It's to say, it goes back to that black on black crime narrative. It goes back to the idea that we are supposed to be superheroes. Like there's supposed to be 0% of black drug users, 0% of black, but white people can be at that 13 or 12% or how many ever it is. What they're really not talking about is your ideal of blackness is some shit you got off of the local news or national news. And that's sad, because supposedly he checks the box as a black man. This is why I'm trying to tell people black and white does more harm out beyond skin when it's attitude. So when your attitude is whiteness, regardless of what your skin color is, you could do a lot of harm to black people. Barack Obama
say that again. Say that again, my dad.
The ideal of black and white does the most harm when it's a mindset, not a skin color. So there are black people that are black with their black mindset. Those people are usually doing stuff that does not harm to our community. There are also black people with white mindsets, and that can be harmful, just like white people with white mindsets. The idea that whiteness is superior, or the idea that whiteness, the stories told by white media or about black communities are real. These myths, because they are myths, are detrimental to our community, regardless of who are pushing them.
I mean,
and Barack Obama's pushing it. It ain't so much that his idea of blackness is a suit and tie. It's because he too, like, if you watch Barack Obama, this shit gonna hurt somebody's feeling. Probably my mama if she watch it. Do the fake. Dude ain't never been no black preacher ever. But as soon as he get around a bunch of black people, he started doing the black preacher sing his song thing. And it's absolutely disgusting.
Amazing.
That was a good moment. I'm gonna give him that one.
He was off key, dog.
He was off key and acting. But seriously, like, I mean, like, the detriments of that is people believe that what happens is white people be like, oh, Barack Obama is the whisperer, the Negro man whisperer, the Negro whisperer. When in actuality, we see through his type of blackness. I'm talking about his mindset, not his skin color. His mindset is dangerous to us. It kills us. It allows white people, like you said, being to get smacked in the mouth for coming. Well, Obama said.
I mean, if I'm gonna go a step further. This is the same guy who, when one of our America's foremost black scholars got harassed at his house for going into his house. Yeah. Instead of calling out white supremacy, he created a beer summit. Now follow me. That was like everybody had smoke for Trump when he said there's good people on both sides, but Barack Obama had a damn summit with white supremacy.
So I mean, that goes back to what I said. Like, Barack Obama does not have an inherent distrust of white people, right? If you ask Obama, he learned how to be white by he learned how to be black. This is his word, not mine. When he was a teenager, I think 15 or 16, his granddad, his white granddad from Kansas, took him to black bars, to pool halls in Hawaii. I read the book.
He had to learn how to be black, man, and it's all good, bro.
He took
him to pool halls to learn.
He was a man. I want to say this. First off, Barack Obama still was a black man in office and was treated as such, right? And we got down Trump for the simple fact that there was a rebuke to having a black man in office. Now, if there had been a white man with Barack's same policies, Hillary Clinton would probably be president right now, right? So let's just turn up some truths. But on the same token, Barack Obama also mastered the art of being black and knowing what was coming for him. Like, don't y'all ever forget that Barack Obama is half white, and Barack Obama knows what white people do when they are oppressive, when they are racist, right? And Barack Obama had a very clear understanding of what was coming after him. That's why him and Michelle would always look cool, because they knew what was happening. They also knew that they held the most powerful seat in the world, right? And they also knew that they upheld military industrial complex, a capitalistic complex, right? They knew that they held those things up. Therefore, Barack Obama wasn't ever worried about being hurt in office. Barack Obama wasn't really ever worried about being taken out or being rebuked by the white power structure completely, because Wall Street was perfectly fine with a black man as long as you're not trying to pass reparations or nothing crazy like that. The military industrial complex was perfectly fine with a black man as long as you keep signing those drone contracts, because we are making this Boeing money right now. Barack Obama was perfectly fine with a lot of things. And also Barack Obama was perfectly fine in the hood, because grandma already had Barack
on the shelf.
and that family with them pretty little black babies up on the shelf. Well, so he was untouchable in many ways. And now
one black baby.
The luster for me personally has worn off.
Oh, that shit wore off way back when he appointed Timothy Geithner in 2008. Jeremiah Wright, yep, that was. But you know what?
that you are is if you are a black man that white America reject, so does Barack Obama, because his attitude is whiteness. Think about that. Jeremiah Wright, think about that. Jeremiah Wright is not a hip hop rapper, right? He still got the back turn just like Obama did hip hop. Hip hop was good for Obama when it was winning elections for him.
Yeah.
As soon as white people try to throw black men under the bus, he want to remind you that it's a whole segment of those Negroes that you shouldn't trust anyway because they like gold things and women and they're misogynistic, right?
He used hip hop himself, Mondale.
That's what I just said. He was fine with hip hop when it was winning elections for him. That's what I said. So I mean, the thing about this, we just got to be 100, bro.
I want to go ahead finish that though.
Barack is bad for like black men in politics.
Bro, when he went to, there's nothing I think that takes a cake of him going to Flint, Michigan, and drinking that water, bro. God. Like that to me showed. I'm like, oh, we dealing with a different breed of Negro here. Like that's just something you don't do. You don't do that with your like. There's got to be a baseline. And some a couple people wondering like after like why are we going after Barack Obama? Well, he came after us, right? Facts. And we have a duty and responsibility as black men to be like, hold on, slow your roll, pump your brakes, champ. Because if you have a different perspective of black maleness than we do, that's fine. Let's talk about it. But then we also going to talk about the roots of your worldview, and the roots of your worldview ain't necessarily from blackness, and quite frankly, it ain't from blackness. So I want to play a clip that I always think about when I think about Barack Obama. Now, Michael Eric Dyson has shifted gears quite a bit since he did this clip, but I would say this is the most authentic critique of Barack Obama that you're going to get anywhere. And you won't even get this critique from Michael Eric Dyson today as you did back here at this Black Summit.
Let me pick up the pace, and I'm going to make y'all move a little faster now because we got some time. We've got about an hour and 5 minutes before we get to the questions from the audience. But I want to just start throwing some other stuff at you that has occurred to me in the first hour of this conversation, in the first couple hours of this conversation. Dyson, you first. What about the notion that Barack Obama is the first black president? He doesn't have to be. We don't want him to be the last. And there's only so far down the field he can push the ball. Maybe our expectations of him as the first are unreasonable.
Well, Tavis, that's ludicrous, as Mike Tyson might say. And because everybody, I was the first, so I wanted to be calm and reasonable in articulating my viewpoint. But I'm fired up right now. All right, and I'm gonna just take half a minute more because I want to say this. First of all, he is the first black president, but we got to remember that Jackie Robinson was the first. Jackie Robinson wasn't the best ball player. He was the best ball player suited to exist under the conditions that white folk would impose upon him. So I'm not suggesting that Mr. Obama is not a brilliant man. I knew him earlier than most people in this building, since '91. I was with Obama when most people who were black were with Hillary Clinton, when they were calling him Barack Obama. I knew who he was. I loved him. So I take second seat to no one. I love him. I love him walking down Air Force One. I love how he walks down and hollers at people. I love how he looks at black folk. I love how he looks at white folk. I love how he gives that Negro intimacy that is communicated telepathically. I love all of the symbolic gestures that are articulated from Obama. But at the end of the day, he's Jackie Robinson. I'm waiting for Willie Mays to come behind him because Willie's got a hell of a thing. Number two.
The second part.
Number two, how you gonna say you just the president of black folk? No, Sherlock. We didn't know that. Of course we knew that. I'm the very person who said he got to holler at white folk and wink at us. So don't tell me that I didn't understand that you had to engage in code switching, which is the predicate for acceptance in the larger circle of white supremacist logic, so that you could then get in with a black voice. But don't get up in there and become who you said you were against to begin with.
Come on, man.
Your point is that, and I'm not talking about black versus white, I'm talking about right versus wrong. So my point is, you are the president of everybody, which includes me. I am from America too. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. That's in America. New Jersey ain't got to be New York to be part of America. I ain't got to be white to be part of America. Latinos asking them for something and they got something. Gay and lesbian said, don't ask, don't tell, changed it. Jewish brothers and sisters said, deal with Israel, deal with it. All of those are specific entities. Why is it when it comes to Negroes? Why is it when it comes to black folk? All of a sudden we are persona non grata. I tell you, Mr. Obama, to deal with the black agenda is what every president before you had to do. How you gonna be any different? Abraham Lincoln had to deal with race. George Washington had to deal with race. LBJ had to deal with race. How come you the first president that ain't got to deal with race? It wasn't a black president who passed the Civil Rights Bill. It wasn't a black president who passed the Voting Rights Act. It wasn't a black president who passed the Fair Housing Act. It wasn't a black president who dealt with fair housing. It wasn't a black president who dealt with affirmative action. You gonna be like every other president, deal with race. If you want to be great, deal with the Negro question. Now let me say this. How you gonna say this?
And now I got to pause it on it because I need y'all to watch this next part. I know it's a long clip, but this next part is everything. Never forget what he gets ready to say right here.
One size does not fit all. When you go to
one day because Minister Farrakhan went ham on that thing, boy. When
he killed it too.
Oh my God.
Yeah. This the last portion right here, real quick. Everybody listen in to what he says about Pharaoh. Listen.
Hospital, some people taking aspirin for hangnails. Some people taking insulin for diabetes. And some people taking chemotherapy for cancer. Ain't no such thing as a rising tide lifts all boats. You got to target your particular reality and tailor the public policy. And let me say this. First of all, everybody ain't got no boat. So you need to make some funds available for boat making. Then when we get to boats, some people got them little dinghies out there, and some people got some cruise liners. And the folk with the cruise liners don't give a damn what you do anyway. So the rising tide is not going to benefit us because we're being displaced by those big cruises. How you going to deny Negroes money, 17% almost unemployment, 9% with white folk, 12% with Latinos, and tell me it's all equal? I'm telling you this. You bailed out the notorious AIG. You bailed them out. You bailed out General Motors, but you can't bail out African-American people who put together dimes and nickels and had parties for you to make sure that you could get up in the White House.
All right. I'm going to come back to it only because the clip is going so long. But the part that I want to come back to later is where he says, Barack Obama ain't Moses. His position in this empire was Pharaoh. Barack Obama was Pharaoh, and he said we're looking for Moses. So there's a whole lot in that clip, but I think it's one of the best summaries of Barack Obama, both in terms of giving him credit for being a black man in a white supremacist system, having to adapt to the system around him, having a code switch, having to do everything that he went through, painstaking efforts just to be a black man president in this country. But then there's still shortcomings that he has to answer for, especially because he turns that energy on us on mornings like this morning, where last night he said the reason black men voted for Donald Trump is because of hip hop music. Go.
That's just. First off, don't you miss dark haired Eric Dyson? Like,
yeah, man.
That was the cognac Eric Dyson right there, man. Yeah, the one I seen in the club. You know what I mean? By the way, I saw Michael Eric Dyson in the club. It was dope. We drank together. It was real dope. Right. And he knew who I was too. He was
which city? Don't you have to tell me which club? Yeah, I knew it had to be ATL.
Yeah,
ATL. I could already tell you. I'll tell you offline which club you saw him at. Go ahead.
Yeah. You already know, huh?
No, it's only a handful. Go ahead, only a handful this show. I missed that Michael Eric Dyson though. He became MSNBCized. He's been kind of watered down a little bit.
You got to get your bread, and the problem is that's like almost as traditional as going from a 60s civil rights leader to a 1990s neoliberal. It's just the normalized way of doing things because they got caught without making any money. Y'all catch me if I ever do that. Listen, man, not only was Michael Eric Dyson spot on, but Barack Obama has been used in the past to motivate and create new Democrats to turn out, new Democrats to register to vote, right? Barack Obama has been an inspiration. The neoliberal powers that be are starting to realize that the demographics aren't in their favor anymore, right? Mm-hmm. So when the demographics aren't in your favor, what do you have to do? You have to train and breed new neoliberals. But the problem is that there's too many black folks, there's too many brown folks that live in a reality that the neoliberals allowed to happen, which is current society. So basically, neoliberals want black folks to say, don't believe your lying ass eyes, believe us. And this is why you are to where you are right now. Not the fact that you helped create the crime bill, not the fact that when you had all the powers that you had all a Democratic Senate and a Democratic House, you chose to, bail out Wall Street instead of doing anything for the African American and Native communities. And I'm not gonna say anything, but obviously it wasn't earth changing, right? So so Barack is here now to create new neoliberals. Barack, his whole purpose is to push neoliberalism into the next generation. Right.
But what's crazy about that, though, that what you said, that is important, Marcus. He is the conduit to replicate. He is that cell that's going to replicate neoliberalism in the next generation. But what's amazing is that you got more black folks who probably were neoliberal who are like giving him the side eye because what he's saying in these moments speaks from a space of white supremacy in him. I'm sorry. He's just speaking. And then so you got neoliberals who otherwise, black neoliberals who otherwise would go along with Barack Obama, like, hold on, bruh, you got to slow your roll and look at the white supremacy underneath the statement that you just made. That said, in a weird way, Barack Obama is going to be the cause of black neoliberalism to fail because black folks can only stomach him saying this kind of shit so many times. What do you think about that?
One follow-up thing is just what Barack Obama said in his statement was the same thing the same reason why black pastors have lost contact with the black youth of the church, black men in the church nowadays. What Barack Obama just said is the same reason why the Bill Cosbys of the world do what I say and not what I do. Pull your pants up doesn't work.
Right.
Pull your pants up
ain't the problem.
Yeah, pull your pants up is not the problem. Just because I got a coat on don't mean that I'm still not a black man. I can go and put a coat on, walk downtown Atlanta and try to get the best paying job. And they're going to look at me like, you're still a nigga.
Bruh, how is it that they make these, they want it both ways? This type of thought, this is worth talking about. One, because it's our show. Two, we're going to talk about what we want to talk about. Three, the logical inconsistencies in what Barack Obama and people like him are saying. They're simultaneously telling us to pull up our pants, but then at the same time, they want it to be accepted that simply because they are a black person, they're going to get the same experiences. Well, you just told me if I pull up my pants in the hood, that everything will work better for me. But you want me to look at you from your perspective as an extremely powerful, extremely politically connected, powerful black man to have consideration about your plight as a black man as the president of the United States. And it couldn't do this because of this. We couldn't get that done because of this. I couldn't help black people because they would have looked at me like a angry black man. He wants us to take in consideration the context of his blackness when we consider his presidency, but then at the same time tell us to pull up our pants and blame our blackness for our struggles down here at the bottom.
It's a strange situation, man. Like, I mean, I hate to use this Republican talking point, but Barack was a U.S. Senator of the South Side of Chicago. I mean, a state senator in Illinois for the South Side of Chicago. You been to the South Side of Chicago recently? Them brothers and sisters have to pull themselves up from the bootstrap to get every single resource they want. J. Mal Green, brothers like that, who have to like boycott Chase Manhattan Bank because they won't give black loans. I didn't see Barack Obama out there boycotting Chase Manhattan Bank. Oh, you know why? Because Rahm Emanuel was on the board of Chase Manhattan Bank.
And you know else why? That. You know what else why? Because he's gentrifying. He's playing that role as gentrifying in that same area.
Martin Luther King said, it is a disgusting act to ask the bootless man to pull himself up by the bootstraps.
Yeah.
Martin Luther King said, black freedom from slavery was black freedom to be hungry, black freedom to be incarcerated, black freedom to starve. So America is not corrected the fact that first of all, there's no such thing as pulling yourself up by the bootstrap, not in this country. This country does not have normal capitalism. It has socialism masked as capitalism, if you really want to talk about it, because we pick and choose which companies will be successful. We pick and choose who we're going to back as a government, who's going to get tax breaks and who will not. I would argue that but for $1 billion worth of tax breaks in North Carolina and other states, Apple wouldn't be a $1 trillion company. But that's a conversation that people don't want to have when you got to spend billions and billions to build yourself. Not to mention you have to pay for all that infrastructure, and those tax breaks aren't to be paid year after year, then that too should be counted as money that the folk gave you. And if the folk gave you that money, then you need to admit that your form of capitalism is paid for by poor people who pay more taxes, percentage wise.
Hey, can I say something real quick? You know, Barack blamed drugs, like the drugs. Didn't he say that in his statement? Something about the drugs in the statement.
Hang on,
maybe he didn't, but that is typically a part of it, like drugs and weed. And I want to point out some stats for people. So this ain't 2010 in 2005 where you can get some brown weed and it was really good. Nah, now all the weed is pretty.
All the weed, bro.
Hey, listen, all the weed is pretty. Like all the weed has different colors in it, and and they all have cool names. You know what I mean? And there's
Imperial Kush, bro.
Imperial Kush. COVID-19 has its own strain.
Yeah, we ain't messing with that.
Why do they call it COVID-19? Because it makes you cough.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, I mean, but listen. All the weed is pretty. Now I want y'all to understand something though. Most people nowadays, when they get their weed, it's not the same way for the most part where you get it in a little baggie anymore. Now the weed comes even from medical marijuana states to recreational marijuana states to just on the streets. Now everybody's weed has packaging, right? Right? All the weed comes in pretty little packages. The gummy bears, the weed itself comes in containers, right? And most of the time that weed comes from two places. Three places. Colorado, Oregon, or California, right? Now, if we look at the per capita rate of how many black people own grow facilities in California, in those three states, it's less than 10. It's less than 10 in all three of those states.
Wow.
But if you look at all the weed that people are getting arrested from, all of it comes from California. And there's way over 300 growers, if not 400 growers in all three of those states. So what am I saying to you? Black men are still getting arrested at a higher rate than white people for marijuana, yet the people who are selling the weed are white people, California, Colorado. And you know what? It's real basic. I'm not going to tell you the game, but most people know how the marijuana comes over here. So what I'm saying to America right now is we get over policed, we get targeted, right? But we like the same weed as the white people who are gentrifying the neighborhood. The white people who are gentrifying the neighborhood actually have more of it. That's what they don't understand. But Barack Obama didn't talk about the white woman who's taking the weed in her purse and flying it across from California to Atlanta and giving it to her friends. Barack Obama didn't mention that. Obama didn't mention the white woman who, was the 51% of white women that voted for Trump this time around.
55. What, didn't it go up to 55%?
Yeah.
Wow.
That voted for Nope. Barack Obama aimed at us. So if you wonder why we're torching and flaming his ass this time around, it's because what neoliberals expect is Barack Obama to speak, Jim Clyburn to speak, and no African American to say anything back to him in a legitimate fashion, right?
Right.
You gotta understand something. There's a reason why so many people hate Dr. Cornel West, one of our most preeminent thinkers of America. To this day, when it comes down to black culture, is hated by a bunch of black neoliberals. Why? Because he had the gall to actually say what was going on with Barack Obama. Black people got to be the only folks that can't be critical of anybody without being canceled. If you're critical of somebody, then you're a hotep, and you just got a problem with Barack. How about we trying to make them better?
Not even just make it like I agree with the culture of let's cross-pollinate and make each other better. But he is the second most powerful man on the face of the planet. Right? He'll be the third most powerful man when Joe Biden comes into power. Right? The only reason he's not currently the most powerful is because he's not the current president. He is one of the most powerful people on the face of the planet with more money than most people on the face of the planet. And he's attacking inadvertently. I don't care if he meant it maliciously or not. He's forwarding the same stereotypes that we as black men have had to fight against forever. He needs to be held accountable for the words that comes out of his mouth, because the words that come out of his mouth are detrimental and damaging. Everywhere we turn, we got to fight back against these narratives. Everywhere we turn, black men have to overcompensate to prove to people who really shouldn't have anything to say about which way is up or down for us. It's none of their goddamn business. But every time we turn around, we've got to prove that we are not as big of a threat. So we make ourselves smaller on the elevator, so we don't intimidate the white woman who's on the elevator with us. We got to make sure that we are an extra good father. So we do all the above and beyond, because everybody thinks that black men are not good fathers. We got to make sure that we do all of these things because of the exact stereotypes that Barack Obama fell into. Now, here's the thing. What do I expect of him? I expect of him to use that Harvard education, that processing power that I know he has, and to unpack the bullshit nature of the framing. Don't ask us why 20% of black people voted for Donald Trump when 55% of white women did. Don't ask us why 80% of black men voted for Joe Biden and not the other 20% when you have more than 50% of white men who voted for Donald Trump, right? Stop blaming black men for the failings of white supremacy in this country. And Barack Obama is smart enough to unpack that.
So,
Go ahead,
like I was saying, so Martin Luther King was talking about like what American society did to black people when they freed them. Basically, free to be hungry, free to like, and at the same time, you also can consider that tons of European poor white people from European descent, European countries were coming to America, or white peasants in general from the eastern part of the state were getting free land from this country, thousands of acres of free land in the West and the Midwest. At the same time, America was freeing slaves who had been working for this country for 244 years without pay.
Come on now.
So I was saying Apple and all of their tax breaks is the same thing that's happening right now. So I'm forced to believe that while Barack Obama and his class of Negroes like to quote the civility of Martin Luther King, they forget the progressivism that King. And also, I'm also reminded that King had a 22% approval rating in the 60s. And if he was living now, it'd probably be something similar to that with that same class of Negroes. So I take everything Barack Obama said in that context. My outrage is a bit of theatrical, because I'm as upset with Barack Obama's comments last night, or surprised by his comments to Billboard, as I am with white people and how fast they go back to throwing the proverbial tennis ball in the front yard, playing catch with their kids after a black kid is killed on TV. So Barack Obama to me is nothing different, not separate than white America. And I also want to add that we can continue to blame Wall Street, but Wall Street didn't pick Joe Biden as the Democratic nominee. That's the Democratic Party structure. Wall Street didn't pick Barack Obama as a candidate. The Democratic Party structure did, and because they failed us in this way, we're obligated to hold them account for the continuation of America making black people free to be hungry. Free to starve, free not to have an economic base. Even though, fast forward 400 years now from slavery, since we got here initially, America's not addressed what she initially did to black men and black women. And we got to admit that everybody that say they are on a part of, they care about black lives, must admit that there's something unique and horrible about American slavery that is uniquely black Americans. And that doesn't discount anybody else's problems, or not to say that America doesn't make it easy for other folk, but to be this forced immigrant that we are is to be something completely different, especially since we know it's not a way for the American Negro to assimilate into whiteness and ever be whole. We will always be second-class citizens as long as we refuse to address slavery in a way that's real, i.e., reparations.
Let me say this before I toss it to you, Marcus. Rio1313 on YouTube, and I don't know if this is sarcasm or not, but I think it's worthwhile mentioning. Says Obama is my hero, so please take several seats. And here's the thing. Cool. I'll let you. Everybody could address it. Here's what I'm going to say. If we can't look at ourselves, first of all, we have no heroes. Period. Like nobody is a permanent hero. No one is a permanent enemy. We only have permanent interests. Period. The minute you look at if you look at your politicians as a fan, or if you look at them as your hero, then they automatically have power to abuse you that they otherwise would not have. That's number two. Number three, here's the thing. Barack Obama is replicating the exact failures of the Democratic Party, which is going to lead them to lose this race in Georgia. Right. So even though we're talking about the big picture, overarching theme of white supremacy as it intersects with blackness, as it intersects with your upbringing, whether you were brought up in the black tradition or did you have to learn the black tradition, radical tradition, even though we're talking about these big philosophical things, it really does boil down to the fact that Democrats keep playing this one strategy that is no longer going to work and is going to cause you to lose elections going forward, starting with the special election in January. So if Barack Obama doesn't have it right, then you sure as hell know John Ossoff ain't got it right. And he going to try to take these talking points that Barack Obama used about the black community. And because he don't know no better, he going to go into a black barbershop talking that bullshit and he going to get smacked. Right. And so we're saying if you try to avoid losing, if you want to get rid of Mitch McConnell, one of the first things that you got to do is ditch these preconceived notions of blackness that are being forwarded mistakenly and erroneously by Barack Obama.
Hey, guess what? Barack Obama never won Georgia.
Period.
Okay, so matter of fact, Barack Obama never won Georgia. Barack Obama might have won Atlanta, but Barack Obama never won Georgia. And at a time where you need to galvanize black voters, him making that statement is just like Ossoff. Y'all need to be quiet. Like, why can't these people just be quiet? Right. As all the Twitter tweets say, nobody. Empty line. Barack Obama. Black men. Nobody
was even asking you, fam.
Yeah. John Ossoff. No, I don't believe in Like, just be quiet.
Just shut up and stop volunteering stuff.
Like, if you don't got it, we can do this for you. But like, okay, you know what? Barack Obama, talk about white men. Have you ever heard this Negro?
No.
Say a word about white men.
Come on, man. Except the beer summit.
Have you ever heard him say white men? White men need to stop voting for Republicans. Have you ever heard him say that? Now, here's the irony. It's super easy for you to say black men this, black men that.
Because it's easy in society.
Because it's easy in society and it makes it so. But you've never heard the former leader of the free world whose his main enemy of the Democratic Party is the Republican Party, led by Donald Trump. And who puts Donald Trump into office? White men. Have you ever heard Barack Obama say white men need to stop supporting Republicans?
White women. Have you ever heard him say that word?
Barack Obama say white women need to stop supporting Republicans. Have you ever heard him say it?
Nope.
But it's so easy for us it's so easy for them to just point the finger at us and our community when we're literally the backbones. And guess what? Even the 80 to 90% of African-American men who supported Biden were more of a backbone of the Democratic Party than all of the white people that they never call out.
Facts. Go ahead, Mondale.
White people aren't supposed to stop supporting the Republican Party. It is the party of whiteness. Like, that party will never, the way that party is going, the way that party is right now, the way it's situated, it is a party of white supremacy, period. I don't care who's offended by that. There are no explanations for the way the Republicans show up other than white supremacy. It is a party for whiteness, white people. Their policies push, the tactics they use to win elections, who they elect and how they elect them has nothing to do with anything other than holding up white supremacy. So people need to just come to grips with that. So I tell people all the time, I'm not really concerned with the house down the road that has a leak in its roof, because we need to build a foundation in this house. I'm talking about the Democratic Party, which is my party, the party that black people built. So
are you a Democrat, Mondale?
Yeah.
I never heard you say it.
Yeah, I'm a Democrat my whole life, but I mean, it's my party. Black people made this great. That Democratic Party without black people is a failed party. They have not won any national elections in my life without the black vote. So this is my party.
Period.
And I'm not willing to give them all this infrastructure by walking away trying to start something new. It makes no sense. That just gives them a benefit, like a starting point that they've already had advantage of. They can leave. They should leave. But this is ours. Like the national infrastructure. People don't understand the infrastructure that goes into a party and building a national party and what it costs and how long it takes. Hell, we Democratic Party just got here from the 60s. This Democratic Party, this iteration. So that's all about the black vote. Straight like that. When Ronald Reagan and Strom Thurmond, when those guys left the Democratic Party because it was no longer racist and black people could sit at the table, the Democratic Party became this party. And that's why I support this party. And I'm ready to get rid of those who don't support the ideas that black people deserve boots so we can pull ourselves up by our bootstrap.
Thanks. All right, let's take a minute, a pause, station identification. And actually, we got music for a station identification now, don't we?
That's
right.
right.
Let me see if this is the one. Nope, that's not the one. Where the music from yesterday? Oh, it was on SoundCloud.
Yeah. Hey, you can find me, Marcus Farrell, at Marcus for America on Instagram and Twitter. That's Marcus, the number 4 America on Instagram and Twitter. Marcus Farrell on Facebook, and that's Farrell Ferrell, spelled like the funny man. And Old Man Politic. And the only thing I want to say is, man, Squirrel Gang, where you at? Trap Squad, where you at? Let me see some squirrels. And while we're doing this right quick, like, we got 130 people who like this. We on YouTube? We at 100? How many are we at right now?
I know we better have more likes than 100, man. We got like 1,000 people watching.
Let me check this out, man. Where we at right now? Because I don't know.
I just know better.
We have 453 likes right now, and before the end of this commercial, we need to get that up to like 650, 700.
That's what's up.
So hit that like button. Smash that like button for us.
Tell everybody how to find you, Mundell.
Mundell Robinson on social media or Black Male Voter Project.
That's what's up. And you can find me on Twitter at Benjamin P. Dixon. On YouTube, well, you're here on YouTube, and on Facebook, the Benjamin Dixon Show on Facebook. I'm trying to find that clip. I'm trying to find that SoundCloud clip. Anybody got that handy from?
It's on your. It should be in the messages.
I ain't got shit. I ain't on it. I try to delete it.
What's that? I just realized you're not in that clip at all.
Nah, I try to delete it.
Hey man, y'all. Hey, okay. So we need the producer to go back and make sure.
Man, what Eric Badu tell you about that? I'm an artist, and
I'm sensitive about my shit.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
We can't do.
Hey, he dead ass serious.
Don't do it. Don't go back and tell the artist nothing about their art.
Well, now we can make a recommendation for the squad here, man.
I mean, he's a pretty cool cat, obviously too, because he just made it from the love of his heart. So.
Yeah. Like, he could.
Punk ass piece.
Punk ass
piece. Police patrol power.
God damn it! I can't even find it. I can't even find it. All right, it is. Or is this it from yesterday? Hang on.
Yeah, it's yesterday.
Nope, it's not coming up for me. Hang on, I'm gonna try one more time.
While you're trying to get that clip to come up, Ben, I want to shout out Sugar Booger, who has sent us more than 2,000 hearts on Twitter, man.
Oh, that's
shout
love.
Out. That's over there. That means she's watching our show every day.
Let me do this.
And to the 2,426 people who tuned in on Twitter today, thank you so much as well.
That's wild. All right. We're going to take a station identification break. Take a listen in.
So you put these resources in the black community, you automatically reduce crime, and therefore you're putting the police out of business. But number 2, it's just a disposition. Money is power in our system, and the police patrol powerless people. Punk ass pig police patrol powerless. Punk ass pig police patrol powerless. Punk ass pig police patrol powerless people. Period. Punk ass.
That's beautiful.
That's beautiful.
Punk ass police check powerful people.
Y'all tweet that shit out. Police
PPP.
patrol powerless people. Wow, that's a hell of a lyric. Come on. Too many studies from Harvard, from Princeton, from Yale that shows that crime is an economic phenomenon. Where you have poverty, you have increased crime. Where you don't have poverty, you have a far less occurrence of crime. punk ass pig police patrol powerless, punk ass pig police patrol powerless, punk ass pig police patrol powerless people, period.
That's beautiful.
They got Marcus sounding like the devil, got me sounding like the 12-year-old version of me. But police patrol, powerful people. Shout out to our dude for putting that together. Go ahead and take another pass at it. And I know you can take any random line from Mundell and get some fire out of it. So throw Mundell in there. Someone make a verse 2. Make a verse 2 to it.
No, I actually like it the way it is. It's pretty like that police thing is serious. Who said? Which one of y'all said? Punk a police. Who said that?
That was me.
That's funny.
Yeah. Yeah, that was me. I was trying to add peas onto. Ben was on a roll that day, man.
That was alliteration, boy. That was
what, 3 different.
Bro, that's what happens when your mind has been set free, bro. When your mind is not constrained to these mortal concerns, and you are set free to fly. You can come up with anything.
Or you hit that COVID-19 before the episode,
or during,
or during the episode.
Like it's not all adjustments. It's not always blackmail adjustments going on behind the camera.
That's an adjustment too.
It is, right? It is an adjustment. All right, man. What else are y'all watching, man? We gave Barack Obama pretty much all the hell we had for an entire hour. What else are we watching on the radar?
I think it's important that Donald Trump is not happy with the number of people he has killed already with COVID. So he's going to do more killing by not participating in the transition or supporting or funding the transition of the next president of this country, which is a first in the history of this country. So Donald Trump, because he's not letting outgoing doctors talk to incoming doctors and secretaries or cabinet officials, is killing more Americans than they need to because of COVID. We know he doesn't care about COVID. He's not been into one of the COVID briefings in 5 months. He's not said anything about COVID since this election happened. And yeah, I mean, he's dead set on killing more people, which means we thought Donald Trump's statement about standing on Fifth Ave in the middle of Fifth Ave shooting somebody was an assertion on, hyperbole on a political campaign in 2015, 2016, when in actuality, Donald Trump was talking about how he planned on governing America, and he's governed that way, and he was absolutely correct. Actually, Donald Trump has killed 240,000 people, not on Fifth Ave and its fancy stores and expensive buildings. He did it on Main Street in rural Midwestern towns and also East and West Coast towns. And not only did he not lose supporters, he gained 70-some million people voted for Trump this election. 72 million or so Americans voted for Trump and his murdering ways. So from now on, when you guys are playing politics, when a racist say he's gonna kill you, pay attention to him.
When he says he gonna kill you, believe him. Like, bruh, this man said I could kill y'all on Fifth Avenue. We should have really believed him because he done killed some 240,000 people on Main Street, right? There's a lot of folks who are dead, and he's even considering going to war. He considered floating going to war with Iran just for the purposes of helping him try to maintain political power in this transition away. Like Donald Trump is a sociopath. This man will destroy this country. The only question is how much will Republicans sit back and go along with him and allow him to do all these things that are damn near going to be destructive to this country. Like, will literally destroy America. What you think, Marcus?
Hold on, y'all. Hold on, Big.
Yo.
Can you put on the screen? Hold on, Marcus. Big, can you put on the screen Tanya King's?
I was about to address that. So before we go further, I'm gonna take this time out to read Tanya King's statement, because and we didn't want to make this the Bash Barack Obama episode, but you know what?
I kind of did.
Oh yeah, well I know you did, Mondale, but I mean that's your boy. You better get your boss.
Well, so
you remember how he got me yesterday? Get your boss.
In 2007, I was the first state chair for Veterans for Obama in North Carolina. 2007. Now, I was long gone.
Get your candidate.
Before he did what he said about Reverend Jeremiah, right? And also, that's not an organization that works for the campaign, but it was definitely my candidate.
Let me ask you real quick. Where is it? How far back is this coming from Tanya King?
Oh, I got it. I'm about to read it. But I just want to point out that Mondale loves Barack Obama. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. Listen, I'm so from Tanya King. Play the drama music, please. I'm so tired of you guys talking about Barack Obama and what he didn't do and what he got a pass on. What you guys are failing to remember or to know. He was blocked on everything. He wanted to get through. Did you watch any of his State of the Union address?
Every one of them.
Yeah, is where you black brothers at in a midterms to make sure you at the House and the Senate, you guys are talking bullshit.
Actually, Tanya, you skipped 2 years of his presidency. For the first 2 years of his presidency, he had control of all three houses of the federal government. So miss me with that. He was blocked at every level. And we should also mention that ACA happened under his watch. There were ways for him to do things. And also, guess what? Midterm elections can't stop presidents from doing? Executive orders.
Here it is. Finally. It took me forever.
Orders. This president chose. We listen. I'm sorry about your fake outrage, and don't try to question. Were we watching? Yes, we were watching. It is our profession to watch politics. We are politicos. We didn't just get here. I'm gonna remind you guys again. It is so sad when I see this. It's so much new wokeness in this world right now. People forget that there are stages of wokeness that some of y'all need to recognize. This wokeness that y'all new woke folk, meaning y'all just started paying attention to politics recently, still got coal in your eyes. And remember, when you first wake up in the morning, you still groggy. You ain't shooting on all cylinders yet. Right. That's where y'all at. And then there's some of y'all old woke folk that need to go to sleep.
Go take your ass and take a nap.
Just take a nap. I don't got time for this woke culture to try to say that you can't criticize Barack Obama and that he was great. He was, of the presidents, he did his thing.
Hey, you know what? You know what, Mondale, if I may?
However, his legacy must be judged completely. And there's some things in his legacy that left us wanting more, i.e., black people deserve something more than my brother's keepers. Whack. Black people deserve more than a president going to Morehouse telling black men to take care of kids.
Pull your pants up. Stop listening to that hibbity-hobbity.
To a group of black men who are about to graduate and do well. Go ahead, Mondale. I'm sorry.
Right.
Like, you can't go to a Morehouse man and say, pull your pants up. That nigga know how to keep his pants up.
Because it don't even matter if you do, because the lie, the lie that he's not willing to admit is college don't save black men. Right. College don't save black men. College education in this country don't free black men from being black men. And look at the stats. It's not a way out of poverty for black men. Even being born rich as a black man, we are the only demographic that's born rich and likely to fall back into poverty because of all of the traps of institutional racism. And Barack Obama didn't address them. So don't try to tell black men about our lived experiences, Miss King. Don't do it.
I want to
didn't fix it, bro.
I want to take this time to just try to educate Miss King on a couple of things.
Oh, be careful! That's what got J. Cole semi-canceled.
Yeah, well, I know. I'm an educator on some basic stuff, not mansplain, but educator. Don't come on this show and expect to have an unnuanced conversation about Barack Obama.
Number one.
That's your first mistake.
About anybody, goddammit. We do it with ourselves. How the hell you think we gonna not criticize Barack Obama? Go ahead, Marcus.
Like we literally criticize ourselves, right? I overtalk Mondale, and I think Ben looks like a squirrel sometimes. So, and Ben calls me.
Boy, it takes so much. It's so much for me not to just go out like your mama, right? It's just in me, the natural. But you can't talk about black men's mama, so I will pull it back.
But for real. Second off, like, we understand politics on this show, man, and it's obvious from your statement that
you don't.
You haven't taken a nuanced look at actual policies that were passed and also followed an exacting timeline of what Barack Obama did. I mean, listen, I'm going to make a statement that's going to help you feel great. Barack Obama was the second greatest president ever. And you know why I give him that high on the list? Because Lincoln freed the slaves pretty much. And he was even problematic, but he's second and Lincoln is first to me. You know why? Because all the presidents were really shitty.
Period. All the presidents are war criminals.
All the
folks.
presidents were shitty. All the presidents were not
war criminals.
All the presidents are war criminals, with maybe the exception of
Jimmy Carter.
Jimmy Carter.
All of our presidents so far have been the worst, especially if you're black. All of them. Lincoln too. Barack Obama too. Lyndon B. Johnson also.
Especially that racist ass
Listen,
racist.
say something. All of the presidents suck. So we try to elevate Barack Obama to a level because of his blackness or his perceived blackness, and say things like he was blocked at every turn. We try to say things like he was blocked at every single turn. FDR allowed red lines. Twitter. I mean,
FDR's new deal.
FDR allowed redlining their YouTube chat room, Trap Squad. Y'all be a little bit more nuanced than that.
FDR's exceptions for the New Deal were specifically black people to leave us out. Right.
The only
So what I want to tell her is this is not MSNBC.
Right.
Right. We don't abide by the same rules that they do. MSNBC gets a script. CNN gets a script. Right. We're not scripted. Right. And we also have enough, if not more education, the same education about politics that you're going to see on your favorite mainstream media that will never.
Whoa. Now she's in her feelings. Read this comment now, Marcus.
Well, before we read that, I'm gonna just give a shout out because I don't think we're gonna get out of this for a second. But shout out to Gerald Grooms for knowing me well enough to put up on the board Benjamin quote Percy Dixon and a chipmunk, which means he had to know me from back in the day, way back in the day, as well as know me today. That's your cousin? That's
my cousin. So maybe we do know each other. That's my cousin.
Yeah. Now, because my dad's name was Percy, so if he know me well enough to say Percy, then they know me. And listen, folks, this is an interactive conversation. Don't get sensitive. Don't get in your feelings about.
I was actually trying to be. I was trying to be nice.
She made it personal. Now she's talking about the lack of success of our show. Go ahead and play it up there.
Hold on. Let's read this. The more you listen to this is why you guys are black shoes who go nowhere further than a few thousand people that you get because you guys, and put it back on the screen, because you guys credit Brock didn't do this, Brock didn't do that, because is she mocking our accents? Then we say Brock. Yeah. Tanya, come on, Tanya. You know what, Tanya? Do we see this? I see why black people stunt every now and then, because sometimes people step into some waters they don't know nothing about.
It's about the flex. And I ain't gonna show my Ivy Parr sneakers either. I'm really gonna flex.
Sis, do you know? Okay. First of all, you're dealing with three black men who are independently wealthy enough to be able to do this on our free time. We don't get paid to do this except for what y'all send in super chats because we got money outside of this. So number one, who on here worried about her measures of success? Well, we already got our own measures of success.
And for me, some people want to be successful. I'm trying to be great. And my greatness is about legacy. So you should Google the people that make a paycheck off of Black Male Voter Project. And guess what else? If you want to talk about political success, I'm glad you went there. I want people to do something Barack Obama wasn't able to do. In Georgia, turned out 144,000 black men who didn't vote for him in any election. You're welcome. In Kentucky, we increased black men's participation to rates higher than when he was on the ballot in 2008 and 12. You're welcome. In Philadelphia, in Pittsburgh, in Michigan, in Wisconsin. Should I keep going?
Wait, dovetail so they know exactly what you're talking about. Repeat the hook. The hook is, this is work that you have literally done to help
Project. We specifically target black men who have not voted in 5 consecutive federal elections.
So you personally,
I take it personal because what I want to show people is a black personality, i.e. Barack Obama is not Superman. He cannot turn out voters, but there's a way to do it. And it's engaging black men on issues that are important to them.
And just to repeat the hook.
She got her feelings over Barack Obama, but
So
I'm pretty sure she likes Stacey Abrams. We don't want to go there though.
So yeah, I mean, and I'm keeping it a buck. We turn all black men that didn't vote for Stacey Abrams too.
Right.
I'm just keeping it a buck. So don't get it twisted because you see us on our morning show with no ads where we could be free.
She said we upset.
We do this for the community.
We literally do this. This is our community outreach right now. This is
for the culture.
This is for the culture, bro.
Because it's missing on MSNBC. And you've bought into those narratives so much, you come over here trying to downplay. You think we need 2 million to be successful. When in actuality, there's never been 2 million black people part of the revolution.
As a matter of fact,
you think every old black person that said they were on a SNCC bus really was on that bus, even though it ain't but 34 seats on that bus. You think all those people that said they got hit in the head with John Lewis on Edmund Pettis Bridge was there when Dr. King didn't even show up first. He tried to tell that young boy to wait. But them young boys went out there anyway, and it was less than 1,000 of them. It was a few hundred of them on the real Bloody Sunday. Don't fuck with that.
Hey,
go ahead, Marcus.
It's about effectiveness. This is effectiveness. We run.
I'm gonna let it go.
Run the only. I got you, Marcus. I'm gonna step up. I'm gonna step out the way. We run the only program in this country that solely targets black men, and we don't use entertainers to entertain them. We teach entertainers about the 2 sciences that's necessary to increase black men's participation in electoral politics. The first one is to realize the lessons learned from Maslow hierarchy needs that say that people without their basic needs met will not participate in activities that are seen as self-actualization, something Barack Obama knew nothing about, or at least he didn't apply to his campaign because it was all about entertaining the black vote with church fans and fried chicken. And then we use psychological therapy, tactics to increase black men's participation. The woman got me all flustered, man.
Nah, man, you speaking. Go ahead, Marcus.
No, you speaking true. Listen, all right, back to Barack Obama, because I want to bring this home. African Americans, when it comes down to crime rates, the only thing that Barack Obama did really good, and he did do this, was change the crack versus cocaine ratio.
Yeah,
the sentencing ratio, right? But tangibly, when it comes down to African Americans getting killed by police officers, Barack Obama could not do much against that, and he had a whole Justice Department.
Right.
That means all the cops in the land had to listen to him, right? So this is not an attack on Barack Obama, and this is not an attack on you, sister. But we don't care about what Don Lemon says. Right. We don't. You might follow him, right? We don't care. We don't care what Rachel Maddow said. You might follow her, right? We don't care. We don't. And guess what? We're just as smart, just as politically nuanced as they are. Just because somebody says Barack Obama doesn't mean we're gonna step and fetch it, because that's not how we work on this show, right? It might be a little thing that you might not understand, sister. It's called freedom, right? And it's in America. Your mind and your little mind in America, when you're a black man, you can't be free, and the only way you have to be free is have a 9-to-5, support the establishment candidate and whoever the Democratic Party says support, because that's what's free to maybe in your mind. But see, we over here trying to get our people free, and then when you talk about our numbers, let me let you know something about our numbers. Real quick,
I love Ms. Davis.
Yeah. Let me let you know something about our numbers. Our numbers grew from 0 to 60 in 2 months. 0 to thousands in 1 month. So when you talk about us, we realize that everybody doesn't necessarily want to hear us. But I do have a suggestion if you don't like us talking about Barack Obama or being free in general. I got one suggestion.
Change the channel.
Get the hell off our station. Don't watch us anymore. And that's perfectly fine with me, because I'm going to keep going and you're going to hate watch us no matter what. So you got your decision.
Again, it's not about her. Go ahead, Marcus. Mundell.
This is Otis is trying to give her an out, but she just keep coming. So you still gonna have the same 2,000 or 3,000 people. Sis, go look at our show from yesterday. It's already at 12,000. We don't have 3,000. We don't have 2,000 or 3,000 people. Within a week, anything we post is almost at 20,000 people. And to us folk who don't need a lot of numbers, sis.
But so it's like
I mean, it doesn't matter, man.
It's like that scene.
Go buy something off of MSNBC. Like
go buy your Chris Hayes coffee mug.
Go
You'll be
buy
fine.
a coffee mug somewhere else.
Ben, what you tell her to go buy?
The Chris Hayes coffee mug. And by the way, Chris Hayes follows me on Twitter, just so you know. All right. So here's the thing. Here's the thing. Like, and this ain't about jumping on her. It is about we will gladly take a few minutes to flex anytime we feel the need to flex. And this is for anybody who doesn't understand what happens on this show, right? Anybody who don't understand what happens on this show is that we commit an hour to 2 hours of our time every single morning to send everybody the messaging that they need to actually effing win, period. If you listen to us, you're going to win. Bottom line, this is our community service, right? Like when we get done here, we all go to our respective gigs, where we make our money. Marcus goes and does his thing. Mundell goes and does his thing. I go and do my thing. What we do outside of here makes us enough money for us to be able to sit here and tell folks what they need to learn politically, because we are independently financially free. So that being said, don't you think that since none of our money is dependent upon us carrying anybody's water, none of our money is dependent on us toting the line for anybody, whether it be Republicans, Democrats, communists, socialists. There's like nobody who can tell us what to believe. Aren't we exactly the people that you should be listening to? Because we don't have the concern of what MSNBC overlords are going to tell us. We're independent.
Ben.
We're financially independent. Media, journalistically, we're independent. Go ahead, man.
Ben, why you ask her not to be a sheep? She need a lot of sheep around her in order to think it's the right shepherd to follow.
Right.
I'm gonna tell you, my favorite journalist besides Ben Dixon is Amy. She don't even know who Amy is. I'm just gonna say Amy.
Oh, Amy, yes, yes,
right,
yes. And she's dope.
No, free speech TV. No media. No traditional ad buys on that channel.
Right.
And all you get is truth.
I think Dr. Claude.
We chose this platform because we wanted to be here. We know black men are visual creatures, so we wanted to have a video podcast. That's why we went out and got.
But look at how ridiculous this is, though. Let's look at how ridiculous it is. If you cannot criticize every single person in your life with a reasonable critique, not just sitting there just attack, you will notice there has not been a single observation of Barack Obama that is frivolous. Every single observation that we made of Barack Obama this morning is literally something that can have substantive returns. You can win Georgia if you stop listening to that foolishness that Barack Obama just said and speak to Georgia in the exact ways that got Joe Biden to turn this state blue. Because it wasn't Joe Biden that turned the state blue. It was the progressive organizers on the ground. Right. So there's not a thing that has been said that wasn't substantive about Barack Obama. But the fact that we said something about Barack Obama is a bridge too far for a whole bunch of people who don't understand the difference between having heroes and having public servants that should be accountable to the people. Barack Obama is a public servant who should be at all points accountable to the American people, especially black folks, if he purports to be able to speak on our behalf. So listen, Negro, if you're going to speak on behalf of black folks, you sure as hell better represent black folks, not some simulacrum blackness that you learned in the pool halls that your granddaddy, your white granddaddy took you.
Hawaii. Of Hawaii. So listen, Ben, I also want to say, where is Ben America this morning? Because we need a soccer squirrel. Where is Ben America when you need him? I was listening to you talk, but I was like, yeah, man, where's that soccer squirrel at? Sorry.
I tell you what, you give me a squirrel wearing the Brazil soccer shirt jersey, and I will put that on my own Twitter timeline.
All right, and I'm gonna shout out to our YouTube fam, because Lamb Squad versus. So for every Trap Squad Squirrel Gang, we now have an enemy, and they're part of that Lamb Squad.
The Lamb Squad.
They poured
It sound like lamb chops, like the
Lamb-
song. It's a song
lamb
that
chops.
never
Who said
ends.
that?
It just goes on and on. That's what it is. Oh, sheep to the slaughter, man. Because I'm telling you, bro, like you gotta understand that not everybody has your best interests. Our interests are not automatically aligned with Barack Obama because he was a black Democrat.
Oh.
No more than my interests are aligned with Jim Clyburn, who actively fights against the very thing that I stand for. You think I'm not going to sit here and talk about Jim Clyburn when he actively uses his blackness to fight against the very thing that I would fight for? Man, F Jim Clyburn.
Black critique is lessened when we can't critique someone on the outside of the aisle, or we can critique Ben Carson or what's the woman name that you hate so much, Ben?
Candace Owens.
Candace Owens without any black people saying anything about it. I think if our critique is to be real, it needs to be an entire thing. But we are rewriting history. Barack Obama didn't have a presidency that's without.
Hold on. Nick Eden. All right, Trap Squad. Thanks, Nick. What did you say? What did Nick say? All right, you got to put this on the screen, Ben.
I'm looking for it. Hang on.
All right, Trap Squad, y'all let her live. She likely logged off and is fanning herself with an Obama church fan and smoking a Newport 100.
God damn.
Damn.
Because you know what, bro, you said this earlier, Marcus Mundell, you said this earlier. Or was it Marcus? No, it was you, Marcus. You said we actually got a huge portion of the black community who turned on Cornel West because he had a valid criticism of Barack Obama. And what I'm saying is that type of thinking, if you really break that thing down, the reason you cannot critique Barack Obama is the same delusion that keeps Republicans from ever seeing the problems on their side. Like, you really believe that the way to engage politically is to have absolutely no criticisms of the people who benefit from your vote the most. There is no Democratic Party without black folks. Right?
Hey.
Period. And you're saying that we cannot criticize the Democratic Party because the de facto leader of the Democratic Party is Barack Obama, who happens to be a portion of anyway.
No, I got a perfect analogy. I got a perfect analogy for all the black folks that are watching the show, maybe some of the white folks. The analogy is this right here. You at whatever AME or whatever Baptist church, and pastor's a great pastor. Pastor's amazing. Every Sunday he comes with that fire, that heat, right? But pastor been having sex with the deacon wife. God. Pastor also might have touched a couple of little women in the church, right? Pastor got all kinds of drama going on behind the scenes.
Adult age, consenting age.
Adult age consenting. He got all kinds of drama going on behind the scenes, but he still show up every Sunday. Now, slowly, the rumors start coming out in the congregation. That pastor been doing the young deacon's wife. Right? But so people start leaving the church because pastor won't address it. Right? You know what some of those black folks are? We're the ones that just stay in the church and believe whatever pastor say, no matter what has really happened right in front of their lying ass eyes.
No matter how much damage that pastor is causing the church, bruh. Like, you nailed that. You've been in a black church before.
Yeah, I have.
He killed it. Here's what's funny about this. And I'm gonna get to you, Bertie Sapp. But here's what's funny about Tanya. I thought about it. She just ended this by saying, all I'm saying is you don't have to criticize each other. Barack Obama started this. Did you miss what the purpose of this show was, sis? Barack Obama criticized black men. I don't know if you noticed or not. I don't know if the color on my camera is off. I don't know if the bass in my voice or the naps in my hair are hidden, but I am a black man. So Barack Obama started this conversation, not me.
Yeah, we didn't do it.
With some silly old racist tropes about black men. And Bertie, we are not criticizing his blackness. What we were talking about, his mindset. And his mindset is one of those that is harmful to black people, and it is based in the fact that he does not have an inherent
black framing.
And that is not criticizing his blackness. We know he's a black man. That is obvious.
There's two sides of blackness. You already said it to them, but they obviously didn't hear it.
I tell them, like, we're not talking about his black skin, we're talking about his white mind. That's what we're criticizing.
Hey, let me go a little bit further. Dare I say dare I say that I believe that Senator Harris would never say no shit like that. Because at least Senator Harris still acting like she's trying to learn. Like,
but we also got to admit she has a history that Barack don't have.
Yeah, she has
She was in HBCU and joined one of the Divine Nines. Right. Regardless of who you are changed forever when you enter those.
Right. Like when you go to your first frat party, and you see real brothers.
But she will arrest the nigga though. So
I know, but she didn't arrest again when she was getting hit on at the frat party. Listen. I trust her understanding black men more than Barack Obama understanding black men, and he's a black.
I think I agree with that.
This is why even when her team was, I'm about to leak my sources. I don't care. I'm telling it. This is why even when her team was trying to tell her no, these people haven't been vetted. She's like, no, I need to meet with Plies. I don't care what y'all. I need to meet with Lil Duval. People don't understand what she was going through because people weren't vetted or couldn't pass vet. She was like, nah. I need to
Pause, Mondale. Did you say his little white mind? I just want to bring that. I want to rewind.
Not his little white mind, just his white mind in general. He has a big white mind. He has a massive. The brother has a massive white mind.
Who you talking? Wait, who has that massive white mind?
Barack Obama.
I thought that's who you done.
He has a massive white mind. But let's be clear. Let's be clear. There's a rhythm to life as a black man, and I don't care what y'all say, and I don't care who's offended. His complete divorce or devoid of African American vernacular, never slipping up on it. That's a part of blackness that he doesn't understand or even relates to. And I don't care. Be upset. I said it. That's a fact. But language and food are the largest part of culture.
Yeah.
Language and food. Try and argue that out. And you can't tell me that Barack Obama was brought up in those two things that determines black culture.
Bro, constantly.
And then the way he governs, even the way he won his first election against a sister who was doing her job in Chicago. Y'all don't want to talk about that, do you? We can't go there, can we tell you?
Hey.
How he used the Chicago machine way of getting rid of a sister who was already doing her job for the district. He waited to the last minute to challenge every signature she had before to get the ballot. People don't know in Chicago that they don't check signatures unless one of your opponents challenge you. He waited to the last minute where she didn't have time to go back and get the people who signed something.
Mondale, you mean he used the exact same technique that Donald Trump is trying to use right now to overthrow Joe Biden? Barack Obama used it in Chicago.
We don't want to talk about that, do we?
We don't want to talk about. Since he all respectability, we ain't gonna talk about how him and Senator Ricky Hendon got into a fist fight on the floor of the House, and he said, "I'll beat your ass, Ricky Hendon."
Well, yeah, that's right. That was the blackest part of him, right? So I respect that part of him.
Yeah, what I'm saying
not is not that slime ball
shit. That made me want to take my culture thing back.
Yeah. Well, what I'm saying is he's trying to do the respectability thing, and it's not all respectability with him. Also, some of this stuff is an act. I'm gonna say like this right here. Now I'm gonna cape for Senator Harris. I'm not gonna cape for Joe Biden. I'm gonna
disclosure.
You need a disclosure, bro.
I need a disclosure.
Okay, I still think it's within the realm of you pushing the envelope here, where you out here defending Kamala.
I'm Senator Harris. Give me my disclosure.
Okay, here's a disclaimer. At every point in just about every episode, one of us is going to end up defending someone that we don't necessarily like, support, or agree with, but because of the fallacious nature of the arguments that we heard, we are required by custom and law to defend them because it was a bad argument. Marcus has previously defended the CBC. Mondale has previously defended billionaires, and I have previously defended Hillary Clinton. And so it's all fair game.
Ronald Reagan. Don't you short that shit.
Ronald Reagan as it compares to Donald Trump. Because otherwise, Ronald Reagan needs to be burning in hell right now. Go ahead.
But that conversation aged well for you, Ben, because
it did.
Yeah,
right.
Donald Trump.
Right.
It did.
That's murder.
It was the fact that that Donald Trump, my argument was Donald Trump is quantifiably worse than Ronald Reagan. And it made it seem like I was defending Ronald Reagan. So to that end, I don't think Kamala is going to continue to fall in this category, but Kamala has a chance now to prove that she doesn't need this disclaimer going forward, but she hasn't proven it yet. So Marcus, you got your disclaimer.
Yeah, and I hope this disclaimer goes away about her. My disclaimer, my statement about Kamala Harris is this right here.
Kamala, Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Sorry,
Because the only reason I'm connecting to you because people have been correcting us in the chat room every day.
My issue with Kamala, my defense of Kamala Harris, Senator Harris, is this right here. My statement, real easy statement. She will be a better black president than Barack Obama ever was.
I don't disagree.
She will be a better black president if she gets elected. Yeah, I know everybody's like AOC is going to challenge her and this, that, and the other. Whatever. If she becomes the president, matter of fact, it will be a blacker administration with her as the vice president than Barack Obama ever had.
Now,
and here is why.
As soon as you're done, give me the disclaimer because I'm gonna defend Barack Obama. Go ahead.
Here is why.
So it's getting sticky.
Oh man, now the show is getting interesting. It's getting soft. I almost forgot my goddamn point.
Progressive ideas, and clearly I'm the only one to have them for you.
Yeah.
Marcus is capping for Harris, and Ben capping for Obama.
I'm gonna show you why. We gonna stretch it.
Whoa, pause. Is he doing it? You gotta put Mondale on mute, man. You gotta mute him, man. He's doing it. Let me finish my statement about Harris.
Finish your thought, man.
Okay, it's very Mondale's so silly.
Snuck that in there real quick.
Yeah. The reason why is this right here because Senator Harris has shown in her campaign that she doesn't know what she doesn't know. She has shown that in her in the White House race. In the race for vice president, she has approached people that normally would not be approached about presidential politics, and she's not necessarily centered them, but she did ask for their voices and their vote. And I know the people who actually set up some of that stuff. Mm-hmm. She doesn't have to do that. That's something that the Barack Obama himself, Michelle, wouldn't allow, and also the black people around Barack Obama, who weren't many of, would not allow whatsoever. You're black enough for everybody, therefore you can go in and do this. As a black woman, Senator Harris, and I believe it happened during the campaign. I don't think it happened before she started running, but I think it happened when she started running for president. She realized that she had to do something for black people. And I do believe that she's going to be the person that pushes black issues within the White House. And I think that she's probably going to have to push Joe Biden, all the white consultants, and some black consultants around the White House to actually make sure that the things that they say about black people happen. You know why? Because she's an AKA.
Okay.
That's why. Because she's an AKA. And no matter how bougie some black folks think AKAs are, no matter how uppity they are, they go to HBCUs. They're a part of the community. And to be honest with you, a lot of these judges in the South who are AKAs will let your little black ass out for a low sentencing, if any sentencing at all, because they actually care about the community.
I think that's a great place. That comment in terms of AKA judges giving black people an opportunity to break free from the overwhelming weight of white supremacy that is in the core of every law of this country, right? And I'm thinking about your boy Wes. What's Wes's last name over there in Ferguson, the new prosecutor over there? Wesley Bell, right? And I'm thinking about the fact that his hands were constrained in terms of what he can do against white supremacy because the laws itself were rooted in white supremacy. I think that's an important distinction for everybody to keep on their mind as one of y'all give me the disclaimer as to why I'm going to now defend Barack Obama in this conversation.
All right. Well, as we said, he defends ironic stuff, but everybody else does on the show. So here's Ben. That's Ben's disclaimer. Let's go ahead and see you protect white supremacy, Ben.
Niggas, I tell you, you can't take the height of niggerdom anywhere, bro. It just gets you my damn that. Here's where I'm gonna defend Barack Obama. This is the only place. This is not a defense of Barack Obama today, because it's indefensible, right? He literally has no excuse to come out here today blaming tropes of black male identity for the reason Donald Trump did so well in the black community, when Donald Trump did not do that good with black men. He did amazing with white women. He did amazingly with white men, right? But Barack Obama played into those tropes. So this is not a defense of him today. This is a defense of him when he was president, because when he was president, you could not publicly even say white supremacy. without getting canceled by MSNBC, without getting canceled by the Democratic Party, without getting canceled. There was no way in the world Barack Obama could have been more of a black president in that time, because America wasn't ready to even confront the nature. America wasn't even ready to say white supremacy in 2008 to 2016. Now, he doesn't have an excuse today, because black folks have been doing that work since 2008. We've been pushing the Overton window. We've been making sure that if you're going to call a thing, call it racist, call it white supremacy, call it capitalism, call it imperialism. But those languages and that conversation was non-existent in the mainstream, because the corporate media, as well as the powers that be, made sure that you could not talk about white supremacy in this country. So that said, no, Barack Obama can't possibly be as black of a president as Kamala Harris could be now. The question is she going to actually seize upon the opportunity to embrace the blackness? Because we see our blackness is the antidote to the problems of this country, which is white supremacy. Now, is she going to walk in that power, or is she going to just walk in the model of Barack Obama?
No. That's not as bad as I thought it was. But I mean, that's almost a common sense statement, right? But whatever, you protected white supremacy anyway.
No, it's not. I know you're joking, but I want to make sure it's not lost on the audience. Right. Is that we're saying that America has matured to the point where we're now calling our sickness the sickness. We denied our sickness in this country for generations, right? Mm-hmm. We denied it all the way up until just in the last 8 years. In the last 8 years, have we come to terms with the sickness at the core of this country, which is white supremacy? Before that, we couldn't even say the words.
Right. So what I'll say is this right here. Senator Harris, Vice President-elect Harris, has to deal with blackness now, unlike Barack Obama had to deal with blackness. And this is what I mean by that, right? Social media. Our little show that, as Tanya says, only got 1,000 followers. Mm-hmm. Our little show, right? I bet you if we said, if any politician said something or did something that wasn't for the community, we could easily make something go viral that will mess with their work. Yeah. Right? Twitter actually works as a pilot, because no one wants to have a narrative created that you don't do something that you said you're going to do. And unfortunately, that wasn't the case when Barack had the House, the Senate, and the Supreme Court. Right. But now she doesn't have any. Well, she has excuses, but on the same token, we can communicate our message as human beings to her fast. And all of the news does not come from CNN and MSNBC. When Barack Obama was running for office, the only place I got my news from was CNN. Right? Now, when Joe Biden ran for office, the Trap Squad comes over here to get their information. And we thank you for that. Right? We thank you for that. So,
oh yeah, they want me to finish. Somebody wants to know if I'm going to finish playing the Michael Eric Dyson. I think that's actually the perfect segue. Real quick, finish your thought, Marcus, and I'm going to play the rest of Michael Eric.
So she'll be accountable to us because she knows how it all works, man. I was very critical.
I also think. I also believe that she is more progressive than Barack Obama.
Speaking of Kamala, right?
Yeah, the vice president-elect, Pitts replacement. Somebody asked me, where's Pitts? I said, that dude is in on the phone with White Heaven. Am I going to jail? And he on the phone with White Heaven trying to make sure he's still good. But I look at, if you look at our record in the Senate, Barack Obama got in the Senate, and people forget how good he was in the Senate as a creature, right? And part of that was his relationship with Republicans and his willingness to go sit over there and spend a lot of time with those cats. I think it's so he is more of a politician than she is. She is more of a progressive than he is, and we got to admit that. Senator Harris, Vice President-elect Harris, leaves me believing more in the hope that he was selling, and it's because of the way she showed up. She gladly co-sponsored the Green New Deal. I think in her debate, like before they ran out of time, she made sure she went over time talking about how they were going to end cash bail, how they were going to marijuana charges, nonviolent marijuana charges, expunge records, and also decriminalize marijuana. She went above and beyond her time to say that. So, if somebody was just worried about it, They would have just let those fly by.
Can I jump in there real quick before you go, Ben?
Yeah, man.
Real quick.
Yeah, man.
I want to officially take away my disclaimer. I don't want my disclaimer for her.
Okay.
And this comes strictly off of hope that she does well.
All right. So we have evolved. See, it's a living, breathing organism here, right?
Yeah.
Our arguments, we allow our arguments room to grow and breathe. And that's what we expect of our politicians, quite frankly. Like, we've been out here doing the work of expanding the conversation to include the real sickness, which is white supremacy. That was not an opportunity to afford it to Barack Obama in 2008 because we as a collective body politic in this country had not even accepted the word white supremacy in the discourse. But now it is in the discourse because we have done our part to push the envelope. And now there are more options on the table for a Democratic presidency and vice presidency in 2020 than there were in 2008. Our expectation is that you are going to capitalize on that expansion of the dialogue, of the conversation. We made it clear that part of the problem in this country, the problem in this country is white supremacy. Now it's in the national discourse. What are you going to do as president in 2020 to tackle that as opposed to what Barack Obama did and was limited to in 2008? So even in that regard, we're giving Barack Obama grace. Right? We're giving him the benefit of the doubt. We're giving him the fact that in 2008, it was a different ball game than in 2020, and that he faced a level of intransigence from the Republican Party like we had never seen because the Republican Party was legitimately shifting from being an opposition party to an intransigence party. Right? In 2008, Republicans made a hard shift from being a party that could have some bipartisanship to a party that would refuse to do anything. So we are actually baking into this conversation acknowledgement of all the hurdles that Barack Obama faced. But now we're also saying we have expanded the conversation. We have given you opportunity to do a whole lot more, Barry Obama, Democratic Party, than Barack Obama was afforded the opportunity to do. So the question is, are you going to do it? Or are you going to keep using the same excuses? Because apparently Barack Obama is still going to use the same excuses in 2020 when the entire framing is different. Why is this man lecturing us in 2020 the same way he lectured us in 2010? The whole game has changed since then. Let me play this real quick. The finished clip. I want to finish this clip from Michael Eric Dyson as he explains Barry Obama.
Let me say this.
Last second, Dyson. Go ahead.
Let me say this and I'm going to be done. It ain't no stimulus, it's stimulum. We ain't been stimulated. Look, when the money, as Dr. Malvo said, goes to the states, look at what monies have gone to the states. Montana and Dakota have gotten $1,200 per state resident. Those are the least diverse states in the nation. The most diverse states, Texas, New Jersey, New York, Florida, got $600 per. So even by Mr. Obama's logic, if it's a race-neutral, color-blind distribution of resources, even in that setup, black folk ain't getting it. So I want to tell you this. When you talk to Mr. Obama, I love him. I love him like my brother because I'm so proud of him. Don't mistake cultural pride for political accountability. Black people think that Obama is Martin Luther King Jr. Excuse me. Martin Luther King Jr. shed blood in Memphis. From that blood and the soil in which that blood was mixed sprouted every ability of black people in a post-King era to survive. When that martyrdom rose up, it was 40 years from King's assassination to Obama's inauguration. So don't tell me you stencil his face next to King's and they're the same. You think Obama is Moses. He is not Moses. He's Pharaoh. You got to understand that Pharaoh, I'm not dogging him. I'm talking about his office. One man is a prophet, another man is a politician. It is time to say to Pharaoh, not let our people go, let our resources go. Let that money go. Let that love flow. I know white folk don't want you to love us, but you came from us. Before they knew you, we loved you. We birthed you. We gave you acceptance. You were biracial, but black folk made you a black man in America. Now represent us. Don't dog us when we need you. We love you. We just want some love back.
We love you. We just want some love back. That's mature love, man. All this other stuff that just lets a person get away with it because you like them, that's an abusive relationship. Marcus, that pastor that you talked about who still's taking money from the building fund to, messing with the head deacon's wife, right? You know what I mean? We are doing a disservice to the church by allowing him to continue to do that. But you got all those sisters who on the third row who think that they up next to be the next first lady, so they ain't gonna criticize the pastor, right? You could flip it on his head and talk the same thing about men who ain't gonna criticize the power structure because they expect to be able to get money from capitalism. They expect to be able to get that bag, so they're not gonna criticize capitalism. At any point you're not willing to criticize yourself or the system that you're operating in, you are a sheep.
Listen, I mean, and let's talk about pastor bringing in some of these politicians the day before the election. Like even that's a problem, right? And Barack Obama is the pastor, and I by no means am saying Barack Obama is trying to screw the deacon's wife. So don't misconstrue what I'm. It's a metaphor, okay? What I'm saying is Barack Obama is now he's the senior pastor, right? Now he's the young senior pastor. Now he's the bishop. Now he's the bishop in the AME church, right?
Well, God damn it! He's the president of the whole damn United States of your pastor, your church pastor is now the president of the United States of America, and you're gonna let him keep touching the deacon's wife when you know that's gonna explode in your face,
right? And what his main goal is to try to find a replacement for the current pastor,
right?
That's his main goal. And he wants, and he knows that the numbers are dwindling in the church because black men, all the brothers in the church are like, I can't come here. He might screw my girlfriend. He might screw my wife. So I'm gonna stay home this Sunday. And baby, we're going to go to a different church. So his job
from
is
around me, true player for real. Ask Puff Daddy, bro.
That's right. That's right.
I'm sorry. So I gave into the wrong side. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah. So listen, he's trying to find a new flock right now. Right? A brand new generation of neoliberals who believe that doing absolutely nothing, pulling your pants up will automatically get you to Harvard.
Right.
And he believes that organically hard work will get you to Harvard. And guess what? That's even been proven to not be true. By Harvard's own admission, they've proven that we don't let everybody in who's awesome from the hood. So come on, man. We got to do better, man. We got to do better. And Barack just needs to. Hey, listen, I want him to be black. I just thought he would be a little bit more progressive as he got older, right? But
our favorite black guy to hate in other news. I'm tired of talking about Barack chump ass. I call him a chump. Jive turkey. He a jive turkey.
You jive turkey.
Boy, you sound like Esther, Aunt Esther from a jive turkey.
If I was Aunt Esther, I'd smack it with my purse. Yeah, man, I ain't with it. Listen, in other news, Tory Lanez came out that Tory Lanez tried to pay Megan Thee Stallion and say he ain't shoot her. Right. Can somebody just lock this guy up, bro? Listen, I am a prison abolitionist, but this guy is making it real bad for me to like him. Like, this guy is super trash, man. He just shot this woman, and now he's trying to pay her not to say he shot her. After he tried to gaslight her and say he didn't shoot her an entire hour.
Well, first, okay, real quick. Who got the bag in that relationship already?
Megan.
So what you think you're going to
get on my nerves?
You think you're going to offer her $100,000 to tell the truth about you shooting her?
That big dummy.
It's like MTV offering $10,000 to do the work I'm already doing.
Yeah.
It's like that damn ass grant they tried to give you yesterday for $10,000. Come on, man. I look at my dad looking at the camera.
First. What
is wrong with these people, man?
How can you mess it up? Okay, listen. First, bro, you're dating Megan Thee Stallion.
Stallion.
Listen to what I'm saying to you, right? Like, this is how you know some people just ain't shit. And ain't never gonna be shit. And the daddy wasn't nothing. And okay, and I know I was gonna try to stop cussing on the show, but I mean, so how you gonna be dating Megan Thee Stallion didn't shoot her. Now I understand every relationship is different.
How you
right?
gonna win when you ain't right within?
Yeah.
Win when you ain't right within.
But you go like, yo, you gonna shoot her and then you gonna offer money. You so soft.
It's so stupid.
Man,
You so dumb.
Where the streets at, man?
Where is Antoine?
Yeah.
You is so dumb.
Antoine Dobson, you are so dumb. You are so dumb, bro. Like, how do you? I'm trying to go to Megan Thee Stallion's Instagram, hot girl Meg. How you gonna be dating the dopest person, like lyrically? Like, I always try to give credence to the skill set, right?
No, I mean,
give to the skill set of Megan Thee Stallion.
It's amazing. Like,
right. She's lyrically, she's the dopest. I mean, just in terms of her style, her swag, she's the dopest. Ain't nobody hotter in the game right now than Megan Thee Stallion. And your dumb ass gonna shoot her in the foot because y'all had a disagreement over something? What the, bro? You could disagree with me all day, sis. Whatever you say, sis. Like, what you need? You need some new fresh. You need me to cook you some new biscuits. You need me to change my recipe on these grits. Like, what do you need, Megan Thee Stallion? Tory Lanez, who is like 5'6", so he's shorter than me. Megan Thee Stallion is 5'10", and Megan Thee Stallion was giving this clown ass dude the time of day, and he shot her. Yeah, I'm done with it. All right, fellas, we're at the end of the 2-hour block. Who wants the last word today?
You got it, brother. It's yours.
When you get the opportunity to do something great, and I don't care if you're talking about being the president of the United States or just being in the presence of Megan Thee Stallion. When you get the opportunity to do something great, don't you go up there with the same ignorance that you had before you got there. Don't try to date Megan Thee Stallion with the same Bama-ass ignorance that you had before Megan Thee Stallion. Notice that it is an inflection point in your life, Barack Obama, right? You are the president of the United States, Barack Obama, and you have the opportunity, you had the opportunity now as a black man in post-presidency to do the right thing. Instead, you are operating on the same ignorant mindset that we had as a collective country in 2008. I get it. 2008 was bad for you, Barack Obama, because white supremacy, we couldn't even call it out. But bro, you are in a whole new era. You cannot go into a relationship with Megan Thee Stallion with the same ignorant hood ass mentality that you had, Tory Lanez.
Oh, we going to church. We going to church today,
bro. I'm just tying all the pieces together because I need everybody to see very clearly that the fundamental mistake here that has been made across the board is people operating in 2020 with the mindset that you had in 2008, and I'm done.
Hey,